Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm all cozied up upstairs because I'm doing an American Beauty haul. As you may or may not know, I went to the US last month. I was in New York and then Orlando, both home to a very wide selection of Sephoras. So I went in and I had a bit of a field day. I don't often do like Sephora or US beauty orders, or I don't really do any beauty orders, to be honest. I kind of have my collection of stuff that I like, but I walked in, I had a bit of a list of things that I'd seen on blogs and on Pinterest, so I walked in and I kind of got down to business. I picked up quite a lot of things that I'd heard about, and I thought I would show you what I picked up. Obviously, I'm not a beauty expert. These are some things that are based on recommendation, not packaging, not solely packaging, and just things I've seen online. So I thought I'd show you what I picked up and kind of what I'm thinking about them so far. So let's get going. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to talk about skincare and some of the skin products I picked up. The first thing I picked up was this Kate Somerville Goat Milk Moisturising Cleanser. Sounds a little bit gross from the name, maybe that's the child in me, like, ooh, no. But this is an amazing product. It kind of comes out almost like a balm in a way, so you kind of put a bit on your finger and then you kind of melt it into your skin. And I absolutely love it as the second part of the double cleanse. It's so hydrating, it's really gentle, really nourishing and soft, and it's just a really lovely product. It's very, I'm not obviously an expert at describing these kind of things, but it kind of feels very neutral. It feels very like, it has got a bit of a scent, so if you're not really that way inclined, you might be a bit like put off, but it's a very kind of gentle scent. It just feels like it just gets the job done. It's very fuss-free. I don't break out using it. Obviously I don't speak for everyone that's used it, but I absolutely love this. I'm kind of halfway through already. Bit of a concern, but I really love this and will definitely be repurchasing, so big thumbs up from me. The next thing I picked up skincare wise was this, and this is the Mario Badescu. I don't know how you say that, but yeah, anyway, I picked this up. This is the skincare drying lotion. I have seen this out and about everywhere. I've seen it on Urban Outfitters, I've seen it on a couple of blogs actually, but I picked this up. It kind of reminds me of the Kate Somerville Eradicate drying spot lotion or something very similar. I mean, looking at the formula, it's probably almost identical. I don't really know the difference, but I was in America and I had a lot of spots and I picked this up. I haven't actually had a chance to use it yet, but I'm really intrigued by this. I've heard lots of different things, and if it helps get rid of spots, I am all ears. So I'm really excited to try that, and I will let you know how I get on. The next things I picked up were a couple of masks from Origins. I definitely could have picked these up in the UK, but when you see the mini sizes by the till, you're walking past, and I think the thing with Sephora is you see the sizes and you think they're going to be reasonable, and sometimes they are, but sometimes they are definitely more expensive than the size lets on. That aside, I picked up two masks from Origins. I got the Clear Improvement Mask, and I also picked up this tiny mini one of the Out of Trouble mask, which is really good because I think you can get about 4 uses out of this. It was about $3 or $4, which I was a bit like, oh god, that's a lot of money for a small thing. But the Out of Trouble mask I've used twice already and I love. It's amazing at drying out spots without being too harsh or drying on the skin, which I really love. I kind of use it after my cleanse and then use a really like thirst quenching moisturiser afterwards, which I think set off each other quite nicely. But this mask I'm in love with. I haven't actually been able to use the Clear Improvement Mask just yet, but again I'm really excited to use it. I love all of Origins masks. I love their overnight ones, I love their drink up, I love all of them, but these two I was really keen on using because of pores and spots and things. So yeah, Out of Trouble gets a big thumbs up from me thus far. The next skincare purchase I made, actually from a brand that I hadn't actually heard a lot about in terms of how good they were, but I've seen a lot about them on Instagram and basically down to aesthetics. This is the brand Herbivore. I picked up 2 items from them, which is their Rose Hibiscus Coconut Water, which is their hydrating face mist, and their Moonfruit Superfruit Night Treatment, which is a bright purple colour, which initially I was like, whoa, but I don't know, I was very much sold on what it claimed to do. And obviously in Sephora, if you're looking at something, someone comes up to you and says, that's amazing, you should get it, and then you're like, ah, okay, I've got it, okay, it's in my basket. Well, that's me anyway. But I picked up these 2 things. They are from Herbivore, as I mentioned, who are, I think they're an all-natural skincare brand. Don't quote me on that, but they have the most beautiful packaging, which I promise isn't the only reason I bought it. It definitely helped, but so far I haven't used this yet. Actually, tell a lie, I've used it once. I just used it over makeup to hydrate my skin. It was really cooling, it smelled really lovely. I feel like with face mists and waters, you know, don't really, I'm a bit fickle with them, I suppose, a bit naive, because I just think, oh, it cools me down, it feels good, but I don't really know the kind of science or necessity behind them. But anyway, really, really love that. I also, yeah, picked up this marble mask night treatment, so it's kind of quite thick. I think you can use it during the day. I mean, I think it's got some kind of acid in it, so if you do wear it during the day, it kind of requires an SPF, la la la. But at night, this is really lovely. It's quite mattifying, which is an interesting feature for a night mask. But it left my skin feeling really soft and smooth. I've only used it once, so I can't tell you enough about it to say whether it's worth the investment or the price tag. Because as I remember, it wasn't the cheapest thing, but I will put links below so you can have a look into it yourself, because again, I'm not the expert, but yeah, really love this. It smells really great too, so yeah, maybe it's the moon fruit in it. Moving on to other little bits, so I've got some hair products which I thought I'd talk you through first. The first thing I picked up for hair was this Way Medium Hairspray. I've heard a lot about this brand. My friend Estee spoke about them a lot, or speaks about them a lot, and then I also know a lot of other people love them too, so I was very, very keen to pick up some stuff. I initially had the shampoo and conditioner in my basket, and then had to kind of have one of those moments where you think, check yourself, like you don't need all of this. But I picked up the hairspray because that is one product that I use relentlessly. As you can tell, my hair's probably crispy from hairspray. Haven't used this yet, but I picked this up based on the amount of amazing recommendations I'd heard. Very much excited to try this, and I will let you know how I get on, because I have very high hopes for this brand, and I'm the hairspray queen. I know what works, I know what goes crispy, I know what brushes out, I know what leaves my hair feeling greasy or a bit chalky, so I will let you know. Very, very excited. Next we have beauty. I picked up a few little bits, some I'd heard about, some I hadn't. The first being a couple of things from Tarte. The first was an Amazonian Clay full coverage foundation. When I get foundations, I try to go for things that are full coverage. I'm not really a fan of really sheer foundations because I end up having to layer them on loads anyway, because I'm quite conscious of my skin. Haven't tried this yet. It feels quite thick. It didn't feel cakey when I tested it. The colour match seems really good. But yeah, I will let you know how I get on with that, because I'm very excited. I also picked up one thing that I have tried a lot of, which is their powder. This is the Smooth Operator, which was not the reason I bought it. Amazonian Clay finishing powder, which is amazing. This I have been using daily pretty much since I got it, and it is so good. I use a tiny amount on my brush because a little goes a really long way with this, and it is amazingly mattifying. It doesn't look like flowery or chalky, so if you kind of overdo it, it doesn't look like a really matte powdered face. It's really nice at blending out. And yeah, I've just been using it endlessly. It's really nice because it's one of those powders that you kind of tip out onto the pan or the lid if you're not fancy or beauty like me, and then you can just kind of choose your amount and like dust it off, and it's great. I really, really love this product, so yeah, big thumbs up. A couple more beauty items I picked up was this little foundation, which is from Anastasia, or Anastasia Beverly Hills. I never know how you say it. I know a lot of people say Anastasia, but I don't know. I feel like it should be said Anastasia, like the film, but regardless, I've got this foundation. It's kind of like a stick foundation. This is the stick foundation, literally what I said. And this is in the shade Warm Porcelain, and I really love this. This is definitely not a full coverage foundation. Maybe it is for some, I just like to go large with it. I kind of apply it on my face just like that, and then I buff it in using a brush. It's really, really lovely at layering. It still has a bit of kind of glow to it, so it's kind of quite full coverage, quite matte, but then still gives you kind of a bit of glow, so you can wear it as quite a light coverage foundation but then buff it in and add more to build it up, which I really love. I love the fact it's a stick. It's really, really great to travel about with, and sometimes I think you don't always need a concealer, sometimes you just need to top up a foundation, and this is great for that because you don't have to cake on lots of concealer. You can kind of just do your foundation, kind of work out how it looks, and add a tiny bit more if necessary. So this is a really, really great product, and I haven't seen many other stick foundations. Maybe I'm not looking in the right places, but yeah, love this. I also picked up a bit of a cult product, which I'm obviously the last of the party with. This is the Becca Champagne. Start again. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Mineral Blush, and I was kind of looking at the Becca products like, oh, champagne pop, oh, look at all these things, because having heard so many things, and I don't know, I'm not the biggest highlight person. Oh, I kind of like quite a matte look. I like to look like a little chalky doll. But anyway, I picked up this one, and it is the highlight and blush in one. The pigment is incredible to the point where initially when I used it I kind of went in, and then I was like, oh wow, I look very embarrassed, or like I've been running for a bus, so I had to kind of weave off of that a little bit. But a little goes a really long way, so although it's not the cheapest product, I feel that all you really need is the tiny little bit, especially the highlight. It's beautiful, it's just enough for me, who isn't someone that goes, I don't really know what to do with highlight, I'm still learning. I kind of just put it on my like tops of my cheekbones and then roll with it. But I think this is a good one to practice with, especially if you want to, you know, go to different areas of your face and stuff. But yeah, big love for that. Wrapping up to the few last miscellaneous products I have. These are kind of more random ones. I thought I'd include them anyway. The first is the Daily Brush Cleaner by Sephora. Again, a product I haven't actually tried yet, but being a girl, short on time, but with lots of dirty makeup brushes, I thought this could be quite interesting. I've heard good things about it. I don't really know how you use it. I think you just literally spray it. I don't think it's for brushes that are literally caked in makeup. I think it's more for ones that have a bit of colour on. You can quickly like wipe it off for the quick stuff, but I thought I'd give that a go. I also picked up this little rollable perfumes like Sephora do so well, and this is by Fresh, another brand that I am obsessed with, and it's their Sugar Lychee fragrance, which is really sweet. It's quite fresh, quite a daytime fruity fragrance, but it's just really great to throw in your handbag, roll on, and yeah, just really, I love the smell of lychee. Joe loves it as well, and I kind of, I felt like less guilty by asking him about things in Sephora. I was like, do you like the smell? Smell it. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, great, I'll do it. So that I really love. The two last things are things I actually picked up in Anthropologie, but are more beauty products. I got this hand cream, which I don't need hand cream. I don't think anyone needs hand cream. It's one of those things that I seem to have a surplusly, not a word, a huge amount of. But the packaging had me at hello. This is just hand cream, smelly, lovely hand cream that is good. It's just good hand cream. But this packaging, I was just all over. It says on it, she found quiet in his wild. So a hand cream with a deep poetic sentence on the front, sold. That's all I need. Great for Instagram, great for your hands. So yeah, love that. Finally, the last product, you can breathe a sigh of relief after this. Hopefully I've not waffled on for too long, is this little salt spray. Again, salt sprays are a product that I've never really dipped my toes into. I was going to say pardon the pun, but I don't think there was a pun there, so we'll just move along. But I kind of didn't really get on with the Bumble and Bumble salt spray, mainly because my hair's quite fine. If I put salt sprays in it, it can feel a little bit greasy. But again, this is one that I actually had saved on a Pinterest board, probably down to the packaging above anything else. But this is the Beach Hair Body Mist Amongst the Waves Love and Salt, which sounds very romantic. So I don't know. It's by a brand called Olivia, Atelier, which sounds pretty fancy. It's 100% vegan, animal friendly. Again, more reasons for me to love it. But yeah, I will let you know how I get on with this, and maybe I'll kind of break it up into different sections to talk about how I found the hair products. But I will do a blog post as well accompanying the video, so you can read a bit more about the products. Probably more cohesive and coherent than this video, but I thought I would talk you through them all. Looking back, it feels like there's an awful lot of products, but I promise this is not how I do my beauty shopping normally. I just did a bit of saving, did a bit of spending, and had a big list of things I wanted to try. So they will definitely tide me over even for a really long time. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, head over to my blog, which will be down there. If you want to read a bit more, see the items styled next to some pretty paper. I don't know, but yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you again for watching, and yeah, I will see you next time.